Just terrific last week, finishing the game with 145 yards. It's the 49ers and the Rams on Sunday Night Primetime.
We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Tonight we've got a great Sunday night matchup on tap as it'll be the Los Angeles Rams. Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their third-year quarterback.
And there's a word that constantly gets thrown around with this guy when you talk to anyone in the building. Potential. They are sky high on what they believe he can grow into in the role of a starting quarterback. In addition, there are plenty around the league who think that as well. And years from now, he can still be leading this offense out.
Purdy going to the air right away. And his first look is incomplete. You talk about this Rams defense. They currently sit at number 4 in the NFL in terms of stopping the run.
We know it's only week 1, but the results look pretty good so far. The key is, can they do it week in and week out? Because right now, they're not awarding any championships or trophies after 1 week of performance. Got some nice young faces playing for them. Let's see if they can get this going.
A second down throw for Purdy. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Well, this defense for the Rams, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And every defensive team that we talk to, they spend a lot of time talking about creating turnovers. And anytime you get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really good performance. They exceeded that number in a huge way. They got the football back 4 times in the win.
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Christian McCaffrey, touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, his first touchdown of the new season. And the 49ers need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead. Moody good with the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. This taken in right around the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. Leading them out is their 6'2 quarterback who was a 4th-round pick back in 2012, Kirk Cousins.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game. Almost like basketball, where both teams press, and one team gets an advantage, the other team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. The numbers on the ground for Gibson a week ago. 21 carries, 87 yards.
And I'm eager to see how they deploy him in this game. Last week, a heavy workload. Do they decide to bring that down a little bit and try and keep him fresh? Or do they say, guess what? He's locked in. Keep handing him the football.
That one, a first down pickup of 8. And the Rams at 1-0 on the year following the win in week 1. And this would be quite a start for them if they could win 2 straight on the road.
Yeah, the schedule makers didn't do him any favors. They gave him 2 road games right out of the gate. But the thinking on the team has to be, imagine if we win these 2 games. What a setup for the rest of the season for us.
Here's a second down and 7 from the 37. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. He's tackled at the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 3. And 49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for 3rd down. Cousins now. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Not quite sure that they envisioned a much better start to this game when they practiced all week. But they failed on that third down play. That brings up fourth down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. This game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Now Purdy. And his throw here is incomplete. He was trying to get it to George Kittle, his tight end. And now it's 2nd down. You talk about this Rams defense. They were excellent last week in the win over the Chargers.
And all defensive teams that I know talk about creating turnovers. Takeaways, they call them. And anytime you can get 2 or more in a game, you've got a really, really good performance. They exceeded that number in a big way.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. That'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman. The ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
Oh, look at this play call. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as he'll wind up going backwards. And the gadget play here on 4th down winds up backfiring. And the Rams are going to take possession of the turnover on downs. Even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you punt the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
1st down. Here's Cousins. Going to be taken in here by Nakua. He'll be hit down at the 33. 5 yards on the play. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
Now Cousins sees something. He's going to change this around. And the tight end goes in motion left. On 1st down, right back to Gibson. He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Second down and 4. Now Cousins. Over the middle, that's caught by Ridley. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another 1st down. They got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
This is Ridley, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package, and that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
play fake. Cousins. And it'll be intercepted. It's Jair Brown who's got it. And the 49ers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw something away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. 2nd down and right back to McCaffrey. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. 76 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten tonight off to a hot start. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. I also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
On 4th down, the Niners trot out Mitch Wishnowski to punt the football. That's pulled in at the 32. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. A big mistake last time they were on the field, tossing that interception inside the red zone and really taking away what had been a pretty successful drive up to that point.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it. As they head out on the field for this drive, that whole offensive unit is just thinking redemption. You know, they moved it really well, didn't pay it off. This time, they want to make sure that ball ends up in the end zone, and they're the ones possessing it.
They'll run with Ridley. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6-7.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And the Niners will have solid field position here as they take over at their 35-yard line. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
So when you have good field position to start a drive and you give up back-to-back sacks, that can be demoralizing for a team.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That's to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part to get them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it's 2nd down. Play action now. Cousins. Pass complete there to Nakua. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, LA! Puka Nakua, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Rams are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. The Niners set to take over on offense. Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, and then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Purdy going to lead the 49ers to the line, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll start by handing this off to McCaffrey. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
Shotgun now with Purdy. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. The Niners have the 1st down on a gain of 11.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Purdy looking to throw. To the sideline and incomplete.
Well, he left no doubt about that one because even though he hasn't left the pocket, he's got a receiver in the area. So it's not grounding, even though there was no way that ball was going to be caught.
Third down, here's McCaffrey. And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. Here's Mitch Wishnowski now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fielded at the 20. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. L.A. readies for its next possession. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
From the 29, here's the 2nd down and 4. works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
That's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. Second and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through. And that's a nice job to hold him just a couple and force the third down.
They'll run with Gibson. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a first down for L.A. Play fake. Cousins. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
Play action is supposed to be used to slow down pressure, slow down blitzes. In this case, though, if it takes a little too long to develop, you got people right in your face.
And lucky just to get rid of the ball with the arm going forward. Could have been a fumble. Here's second and 10. Shotgun handoff to Gibson. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. 44 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
Here is third down and 4. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To throw is Cousins. Going right side here, and that's complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. On 1st and 10, Cousins. Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 11 more on that one, and another first down.
Well, this is where reading defenses and practice time comes into play. You've got to know what you're running versus zone versus man and how to run the proper route. And they just executed that one pretty well.
That's complete to his tight end, Higbee. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it'll be second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now Cousins. That's Samuel caught left side. So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9.
Pass complete, but no gain.
No yards.
Yeah.
So you file that as unsuccessful.
Yeah, you do, don't you? Except on the stats. Throwing the ball.
Get a completion.
You get a catch.
Yeah.
But still,
no yardage.
Okay.
Here's 3rd and 9. Cousins to throw it. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Davis. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with a slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
He'll get this out wide here to McCaffrey. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
Another grab here for the dynamic Christian McCaffrey. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down. Throwing here, Purdy. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Purdy now to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. And now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Wishnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. And it's out of bounds. Now we'll see what the side judge says. He says out at the 8-yard line. Here comes Antonio Gibson as he's set for another drive. He's been effective so far over the 40-yard mark here in the second quarter. Don't forget about those guys up front, though. They've been effective, too.
The leverage game has been in their favor. They've been the ones who've been able to bend their knees, drop their hips, and get a little bit lower than the guys on the other side of the football. And they've moved them out of the way for the runner.
Sometimes that's tough for those big fellas.
Not an easy thing for them to do.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Second down, Cousins. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. One incompletion, two incompletion. They're going for more.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Cousins. Pass taken in by his big tight end. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Working with a lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. To the air again, it's Cousins. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. That's Drake Jackson burying him and finishing the play. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal. Sorry, Coach, put a pin in that. We are going to move right on to the third quarter here. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. So here are the Rams to take over. They were victorious over the Chargers last week, and now they work with a lead again here as they come up 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Cousins. He'll check that down to Gibson out of the backfield. Takes this up just short of the 30, but he was able to avoid that earlier tackle. Nice move. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
Meanwhile, Cousins' throw going to be caught by Davis. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. Hands it off out of the gun. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Back to the ground. It's Ridley again. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 2nd down, a run with Gibson. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 53 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Not too many more ideal situations in 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a 1st down. They ran it and picked it up.
In motion, the tight end. And they'll send the tight end in motion left. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Two yards to go, 2nd down. Cousins now. Throw right side, caught by Ridley. And the Rams are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
That's a pretty play there coming out of the backfield. But as that back, you've got to be conscious of making sure you're securing the football. When you get out in open field, sometimes you get a little loose with it as you're trying to get up ahead of steam. Make sure you keep it close to your body because those defenders are trying to punch it free. He does a nice job there protecting the ball and picking up a 1st down.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Antonio Gibson, his 1st rushing touchdown on the year. And the Rams take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their 1st possession of the 2nd half. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the 2nd half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. It was a small, manageable spread to overcome. A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out. My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Not the start to the drive they were hoping for. That run doesn't get them much at all.
No, not at all. And that leaves them with 3rd and long, which means you've got to dial up something pretty good. Think your best player with a play that he likes to run best.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Purdy. They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up 4th. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. This is taken at the 23. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. Now the Rams offense, they work their way back on the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Man, confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Now a 2nd and 10. Throwing is Cousins. This one caught by Davis. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 1st down Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 54 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Once he broke through that first wave of defenders, there was a pretty big gap there for him to run.
And it helps that they were in a dime defense. That's 6 defensive backs. So this is why a lot of teams now are searching for those linebacker safety combo type guys who can add a little bit more size on the defensive side of the ball, but can still run as well, because when you run against 6 DBs with some bigger offensive linemen, you often get this result.
Here's a 2nd and 5. They go play action. Cousins. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to hold that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. To throw, Cousins. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down. So on 4th down here, Mike Tomlin says, let's just get 3. He connected on his first, this from 41. And his kick here is good. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. So the lead grows here incrementally, but I think the way their defense is playing, you feel okay with just getting 3.
They've definitely been stout so far, but now that could all change, because if one guy gets loose for 70 yards, this is a different game. But as it stands, field goals are good. Just keep adding to that lead.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and he'll take over at the 25. Where the 49ers getting set to trot out there. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. McCaffrey running up the middle. There he goes, left side. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 31 yards there on 1st down.
That looked like the 2-deep coverage, which we call cover 2. And what that really means is you have corners, what we call rolled up in about a 5-yard area on the outside receivers. Then your safeties are back closer to the hash marks near the middle of the field, somewhere around 10 to 12 yards back. So if you can break through the first level, you've got a chance to run before you encounter any type of resistance from the safeties.
We saw the example of it right there. Now a 2nd and 6. Here's Purdy. connects with Kittle underneath. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle is going to be made at the Rams 30. A nice pickup there, 10 yards.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
On first down, Purdy gets this one to use check. Just a gain of a couple there, and it'll be second down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot, because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy, maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put there.
Yeah, didn't get the big yard. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third.
Third and 14.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's 49er football, but some ground to cover. They find themselves behind as we hit the fourth and final quarter. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Winds up and lets it go for Samuel. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. Deebo Samuel, 34 yards. And the 49ers have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. The extra point try now for Moody. And it's good. The deficit 6, 20-14. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it's Deebo Samuel who caps things with a touchdown reception. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Called it the 26. And we're going to stop play here at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
The coverage was good, but I just wonder if they absolutely fooled the quarterback on that play. I think he was expecting something else. Ended up with nowhere to throw the football successfully.
2nd and 10. Throwing, Cousins. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. A critical error there in a tight game in the fourth.
All you talk about is taking care of the football, and especially with a lead here in the fourth quarter. Turning it over, now the door is open for the opposition.
Just in general, when you're passing in the fourth quarter with a lead, no matter what point, you got to be super careful.
Got to be careful, and sometimes you can be so careful that you end up running yourself into an error.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On first down, it's Purdy. Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. So the completion good for 7 there, and that's going to bring up second down. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
Well, we got beefeaters licking their chops, a tasty dish in one fell swoop.
I did apologize in advance, didn't I?
Well, you did. That line's not eating tofu, I'll tell you that much for free. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. Their defense forced the turnover on downs. They've got the lead. They're in good shape, but can't go into a shell here, right? Still got to be careful.
Yeah, because you're still a long way away from kneel down time. So you've got to work on getting first downs, keep the sticks moving, right? Keep the clock going. And above all, ball security. Don't turn it over.
Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Now Cousins. He's got it to Gibson. And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down on the other side of midfield. A big play there for L.A. 41 yards.
This play is a thing of beauty when it works as designed because they let the running back slip out of the backfield and head down the sideline on the wheel route. Number one, it's easy for him to get lost. And number two, really tough for the linebacker to run with him. And this ball is right on the money and leads to a big play.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand they're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
And they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17 into the red zone. 1st down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up.
And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A. Gabriel Davis from 17 yards out. And the Rams are on their way to a 2-0 start. Cousins will try and throw. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga.
Well, as most teams do in their 2-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you get a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there, but that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone.
All right, offense. Keep pushing the ball down the field. Be patient.
There's Purdy on 1st and 10. Connects with Kittle underneath. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. 4th quarter, every drive's so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the 2nd touchdown. You got the 1st one for the 2nd one to even matter.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play, and that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. A great pickup there, 35 yards, and obviously the 1st down to go along with it.
And here's a spot where this offense says, we got to start making something happen. We're down 2 scores. It's the 4th quarter. We've got to start moving with some urgency. And here's a big play that gives them a ray of hope that they can get back in this one.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Purdy now to throw. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
We've got to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
Purdy with it on 3rd and long. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Rams are going to take possession of the turnover on downs. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Big stop on the turnover on downs to get the football back, and now it's just all about salting this one away.
Yeah, just slowly bleed the clock away. Clock's definitely on your side. And, you know, when we talk about analytics in the game, what is this one? The advanced win metrics? If you take care of the football here, bleed the clock down, were they about 95% chance of winning?
Yeah, I'd say 95 or better. And I know you always say it, every coach does. It's just protecting the football at this point.
And knowing that the defensive guys, they're coming after the ball more than they are the person. They want to knock it free.
Well, at this stage, that's exactly what you want offensively. Good run on 1st down, stay in bounds, keep that clock rolling.
And look at that play chart that the play caller has in his hands right now. That's what you got to focus in on.
Now a loose football. The ball comes out. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And while all of that was going on, we have an injured player out there in need of some attention. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. Gibson here running out of the gun. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ballgame. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but they still ate up time, got points. So while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. So Purdy and the Niners down by 15. 1:54 on the clock. They need 2 touchdowns and at least 1 2-point conversion mixed in there as well. Here's Purdy.
Well, they've certainly had trouble unlocking this defense through 3.5 quarters, so I don't expect it to get any easier now. You know they're going to be sitting back and waiting on everything, and they force an incompletion there.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Purdy to throw. And the Rams got it. They bring him down. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Well, this feels like a late season game, even though it's just week 2. Here's a big third down.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And they are going to take possession of the football inside the 15 at the 14-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. And now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. And they will take a knee here. And they'll take a knee as the clock runs under a minute to play. So on 4th down here, Mike Tomlin says, let's just get 3. This to make it a 3-score game late. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a staple for you and should work better and try and execute that on the way out the door. Maybe get back to base and feel a little bit better as you end a ball game that's been a frustrating one for you.
And we'll see if they go back to base.
The throwing here, Purdy. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
Purdy with one final shot here.
And got his man complete. And out across midfield down to the 45.
Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of